Yeah, some of the songs are inspired by death, you say?
Yeah. Or my thoughts and mulling over things.
Can you name one event?
The last song on the record is called Well-Worn Hand, and I just talked about kind of how a lot of the songs, when they touch on death, there's this kind of hope and this warmth in them that, you know, it's not just fear about death, it's kind of, you know, a realisation that it's part of life, and in some ways, you know, it's part of life, it's not something to be scared of. But Well-Worn Hand is a song written after I heard someone I went to school with, and a friend of mine for a while, was killed on his way home from work, just beaten to death for no other reason than who he was. And, you know, it's not about specifically the things that happened to him or him as a person. It's just, on hearing that news, I can't, you know, just thinking, well, you know, when there's people out there that can do that type of thing to another person, what's the point in even opening the front door and going outside? You know, what's the point? So lock the door and hide away and just forget everything else, really. And so yeah, I think that's the one song on the record that touches on that death, but there's no hope. There's no, because I can't really put any hope into that situation. And again, the way we did it as well, you know, me and Chris, it's done in one take. It's just me on the piano and Chris at the same time. It was, yeah, just one take, and there's mistakes on it, but it's more powerful because of it. And the records, you know, there were some huge moments on the record, really big, epic stuff going on, strings and millions of guitars and choirs, and it was important so the record came to an end with something small, powerful and really dark for us, because yeah, that's kind of where our hearts are, really, in that kind of darkness, I guess.
Okay. And the title, An End as a Start?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again...
Well, what's the start in the end?
I don't really know, but just thinking about what a lot of the songs touch on lyrically, you know, what we've talked about, it just seemed to kind of, in a way, sum up those kind of thoughts and those feelings, you know, realising that death is part of life, and in a lot of ways is unavoidable and is not that much of a scary thing. It just seemed like An End as a Start kind of summed that up in certain respects.
Yeah. Okay. Is this the first time that it's so much in your mind?
Yeah, more than ever before.
Mortality.
Yeah, more than ever before. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But like I said, I can't stop myself from writing about these things when I sit down to write lyrics. You know, it'll come out. I find it really hard to write about things that, well, to me, don't mean anything. You know, these songs mean everything. The words mean everything to me because they come from me. But even if some people think it's nonsense, you know, I can't stop myself from doing it.
Yeah. Okay. One of the greatest lines on the album, I think, is from the first song. The saddest thing I've ever seen: a smoker's outside the hospital doors. Can you remember when you wrote that? What was in your mind?
Well, that's an image of disease and suffering that stuck with me from when I was a kid, you know, visiting grandparents or whatever in hospital, seeing the people outside the front with the drips and having fags, you know, it's a very striking thing. And just writing a song about how disease and illness and stuff, like when you're younger, is very disturbing, and probably the most disturbing thing you can see and go through. But as you get older, you see what goes on in the world, and you turn on the news or pick up paper, and things are more terrifying there than disease and suffering really is. So I don't remember when it wrote. It just came to me when I was writing the song. You know, it came through. But I think it's always been in my head since I first saw it. You know.
Really strong image.
Yeah, definitely. And it's about, I think writing lyrics is about having these kind of images that kind of make, oh, that's a, you know, and that's having kind of little riddles and little kind of, you know, things that are strong, you know, strong imagery, you know. It's good.
Yeah.